Best of luck. Here we go, fam. Let's cut the music. Cut the music. Roll off here. For who's going first, we got Charlie versus Ian in a local battle to the death. Let's see if I mute. See if I can fix one of these.
Ready? You gonna do a timer?
See if I just keep one open, if that works. Who knows? Never used the old Jitsu before.
We'll just add a minute.
Go for it.
There we go. 34-57. The unofficial game time. We are off to the races, folks. Black Widow going to be first for Charlie.
I figured it'd be easier to see on the screen.
Got those swaggy gold dice from their participation in Worlds. They're certified tush kickers. Drove a long way to be there. Love that. Shout outs to that local scene, the KFC boys. Here we go. We're over on Ian's turn currently.
I'm going to use Creed Captain logo.
Creed Captain, 2 fists. The next die you purchase is 3 less. Purchases a Hope Summers. over to CWalley. Sidekick plus 3 here. Not the role he was looking for. But we shall see how he turns this around. He got a Black Widow last turn to take that Jubilee damage down to only 1 per win fielded. Now he's going to, I imagine, try to progress his own turn here. He's going to Atlas first. Prep 1 for next turn. Reload the bag. Great bag management. Solid turn 2. And just going to pass the gas. Back over to Ian.
Step off my bag, man.
Ian rolls his 4. I imagine he'd really like a fist as well to do that Atlas trick. He doesn't need to keep masks just yet, but that time will come, I promise.
Didn't know that was an option.
What's the purchase here? Does he go for that Kitty Pride? He really, yeah, he's going to re-roll. There's the fist. I think he's going to go Kitty Pride and...
Walk with Elias.
Oh, Walk with Elias. Even better. Prep 2 dice instead.
Yawning Portal.
Gonna buy a Yawning Portal,
Atlas.
then Atlas. That's the turn we were looking for, folks. I had not seen it yet, but he knew. He's well-oiled machines. Yawning Portal comes out for next turn just in time for Hope Summers coming around.
About the wrong thing first.
Here we go. Black Widow on double fist. Not super critical right now, but over the longevity of the game, that die is going to be super important. Gonna buy a Riddler. Walks with Elias. Puts 2 in the prep as well. Thins out the bag flow just a bit. Riddler, what an interesting piece. Whew. Things are gonna get spicy. Things are gonna get spicy, folks. I guarantee it.
Yawning Portal. Hope. And Rachel. Sidekicks.
Oh, this is going to be bad for a sec. Mic only. La-dee-dee-doo. Let me pause this. That's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen, folks. Sorry. I was juggling too many things. All right, had to close some things. We're back. Riddler coming out for CWalley. The rolls. They said they've practiced these teams many a time against each other, and a lot of the times it just comes down to who rolls what, which is why we love this game. You can be as prepared or unprepared, but it just doesn't matter. if you can't roll the dice. Over to Ian's side. He's got Hope Summers in the field. I imagine he was a bit distracted, but I imagine he copied Rachel. He's got Yawning Portal. I guess best case scenario here is Yawning Portal plus a whole mess of sidekicks. I don't know. Oh, he copied Kitty Pryde, I think is what he just said, actually. So maybe we missed a big purchasing turn last turn. Yeah, Yawning Portal going to be not great here because he's not going to be fielding any characters unless there's some real shenanigans. Going to Atlas Global and Prep 1. There's the Kitty Pryde. We're ready, folks. Next turn is the turn where the floodgates sort of open for Ian's team. He can purchase as many 3-cost X-Men as he would like for 1 each. Here comes Second Chance here at Black Widow. Gets it. Riddler in the field. So the Riddler says while he's active, when an opponent rolls or re-rolls a die other than their... Other than their roll or re-roll step, deal that opponent 2 damage. So gonna pair well with Danny Moonstar. Again, these two are sitting right across the table from each other. Both of them at Ian's house. That makes this even better, in my opinion. The round 2 matchup. You love to see it. So eventually we're gonna reach for Danny. Atlas Global gets a sidekick from the bag. Ends turn, passes it. There it is. 2 bolts. Not going to do too much for either player with these teams. Yeah, don't tell us your social security number or anything. I mean, that's usually what I talk about over Dice Masters in person. Here we are, though. Kitty Pryde, there she is. Plus 2 sidekicks, so that is a jam. So this was, in theory, this turn was going to be field Kitty Pryde and then purchase tons of things. Now our purchase power is cut in half. I know Ian's over there probably not loving this roll. But again, sidekicks are pretty good on his team once he has purchased things. So even if he only purchases 1 Jubilee here and then Atlas is, sidekicks in the field are not in the bag, folks. Gonna speed up that bag flow, get those Jubilees going. Of course, we saw last game, Ian didn't have to worry about his use pile even a little bit because he was using the Nihilor Global to knock out everybody and then just re-roll them from the prep area. So his Jubilees being stuck and used, not really a thing that we saw him struggle with last game, but this is a whole different team. CWalley's got something to say about it. There is the Danny. Things are about to get wild here. 4 sidekicks and a Danny Moonstar. Let's get it started. There she is, folks. Now we need a shield for the Booker T Global, which I think is why we keep the wild. There's another sidekick. These two are both just getting a little cucked here by some sidekicks. Trolled by the dice. Here comes the Danny damage, though. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. We got 2 shields. 2 characters are gonna be forced to block. Both sidekicks here. Anyone that doesn't re-roll character face is gonna be dealing 4 damage to Ian. Sorry, 4 damage each. Got 1 back. He takes 6. Oh, sorry. Yes, did my maths wrong. 6 damage to Ian, though. There it is. Everything gets blown up by Ian. Let's see how Ian reacts now. He's got his Kitty Pryde. He's got sidekicks. 1 Jubilee, 2 Yawning Portals. Not ideal, but, things could be worse. 1 Yawning Portal rolls. 1's on double energy, which I think is best case scenario right now. Doesn't have any characters to field, though, to make that process begin. There's Jubilee, but no Kitty Pryde, which Sort of a jam, but not a whole lot of a jam. So again, that Hope Summers that's in the field, the green die in Ian's field is copying. Sorry, copying is not the right word. It is adopting the text of the Rachel Summers on his team. I apologize, fam. I forgot that I could hide these sidebars in the Jitsi rooms. New to the whole Jitsi thing, but it's working out so far. And now it begins. There's 2 damage dealt to Charlie, thanks to fielding a Jubilee this turn. By fielding a character and Yawning Portal being active, he gets to prep a die. Istrid Horn. They got him thinking about Istrid Horn from last game. Ian was saying it gave him a little bit of a spook. Istrid Horn and such. Pass the gas, gonna keep a mask for some KO shenanigans on CWalley's next turn. We shall see. The bag is empty. Let's see if he get. Oh, Riddler and Danny are back, and Black Widow. What a roll! After some shoddy rolls in the beginning for CWalley, that was a recovery roll there. He's got at least a couple shields here for force blocks. It's going to be interesting here. What does Ian have for blockers? He only has Hope and Jubilee. Which the problem here is that as soon as CWalley passes priority, things are going to get a little wild. So the 6 damage breakdown from that last sidekick roll, CWalley's turn was 2 from Riddler. So anytime the opponent rolls 2 or more dice at a time outside of their roll and reroll step, they deal 2 damage. And then Danny says anybody that blocks has to be rerolled. If they don't roll character face, you get to KO them and deal damage. So the numbers game here, folks. Hope Summers, Jubilee versus Danny and the Riddler. An iconic match from back in the comic book days. 23 minutes left in this game, approximately. I don't have the official game clock, but I think they set one. Thunderbolt, this is going to be the tech against the Hope-Rachel combo. Thunderbolt says, when he's KO'd, return any other dice that were KO'd this turn to the field zone. Danny is fielded. Gonna KO Danny himself. I like that. Keep her in circulation. Riddler and Black Widow. Hope Summers must block. Well, she's going to be forced to block, but she's going to be dead before that. I lied. He's not going to blow it up. I didn't have my eyes on the reserve pool of Ian during that turn. I thought he had a mask for sure. But Jubilee got knocked out. True. Here we go, folks. More Jubilee burn action right before your eyes. Jubilee, 1 on character face so far. Let's see if he can get that other one crispy. Not today. Only going to be 2 damage this turn. Which for CWalley, this is any Jubilee that goes to the use pile is great news for him. 2 damage there to CWalley thanks to getting a Jubilee fielded. Gonna purchase another Jubilee because that's the name of the game with this team. Jubilee, Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, there's a Hope in there as well. Just for the the repeatability. The repeatability. People going wild in the Discord. All righty. We are in CWalley's turn here. He gets his Thunderbird and a Danny. So the oppression has been lifted. The oppression has been lifted from the Hope Rachel. Let's see here. We do have some masks in the reserve pool of Ian, so we know what his plan was going to be. Fields everything. What a turn. Ian's got some decisions to make here about globals. When priority is passed, he could use the Nihilor global. So he's saying you don't have a shield. So he's talking about CWalley doesn't have a shield to force anything to block. That's why we're not getting any Danny shenanigans. There we go. He blows everything up. Thunderbird saves everyone else except for himself. He goes to the KO. Everyone else is all right. And that's where things end. So as long as that Thunderbird keeps rolling and being refielded, we are protected from that effect. Here we go. This could be a huge turn as well with Yawning Portal to help us field these Jubilees. Kitty Pride in there as well for discounting. So if you miss a Jubilee roll, the bolts are still good. Oh my gosh, what a great roll. They have somebody on 17. It must be... Must be CWalley on 17. That's what their score track would say. Decisions. Yawning Portal is active, so every character that is fielded this turn, you get to prep 1. Now, the decision here is, do you want to bag refill and prep from these things, or do you want to buy another... 16. Buys the last Jubilee. Yawning Portal was active for those 3 fields, maybe? Hey guys, was that Yawning Portal played this turn? Cool. Thanks. And I got... You what? That's where I was headed next. I was making sure I wasn't stepping on toes and doing anything weird, but take us back to the proper game state here. I guess... I don't know. Not TOing this. Standstill. Armada over Joe. Brewer over Unknown Force. Reg over Truby. And Troy over... Oh, Troy is over Jordo at the moment. I see. This game is a close one. Things are getting wild. Let's see if CWalley can put together this Danny Moonstar craziness. He does get his Thunderbird back, which is absolutely critical in defending against the Hope Rachel onslaught. This is a good game. Everything's got a block with 3 shields from the Booker T Global. Danny's the only attacker. That makes sense. Ooh. 6 life for Ian. Gonna knock her out. Gonna give her the biscuits. It looks like 15 for CWalley here. Thunderbird gets KO'd, but everything else comes back. Thunderbird, what a great tech against these Rachel Hope teams. Which makes sense because, I mean, these two have played so many games with these teams against each other. I'm sure that wasn't originally on the team, but it's like as soon as you play against this team enough times, you're like, man, we got a tech for this. We can't afford to lose every character every turn. There's a Jubilee. No Yawning Portal just yet. No yawning portal this turn. Gonna slow down the bag just a bit. But Ian's bag is juicy right now. He's got at least, I think he has 2 more Jubilees in the bag that are not visible right now. Purchased them all. Bad Jubilee rolls. Yikes. Gonna think about fielding order. There you go. That's down to 15. Sorry, did I already have that? Did I like preemptively, or have I just been counting wrong? 6 to 15 here in a tight one. Danny Riddler versus Hope Rachel. I mean, we said that Black Widow was going to be the MVP longevity-wise over this game. She has reduced so much damage that CWalley has taken. Didn't get Danny back, though. Didn't get Thunderbird as well, so sort of the protection plan, the insurance of CWalley falling apart this turn thanks to rolls. His damage output is also not in the field. Uses the Atlas Global, though. Gonna try to repair for next turn. There we go. A Mimic this time. This is the 4 cost. He's gonna maybe go for another Danny here, but I think he really wants to save this mask. Hope must block. She's a 1/2, so Riddler's going to kill that, or Black Widow, but I imagine he wants to keep, I mean, everything's going to die, right? Without the safety blanket, the safety net. 3/6, Mafia! The Riddler. Fat bottom girl. Getting wild. Attacks with the Riddler. Must block. Do. Ian's rolling so many Jubilees here with no yawning portal. Going to be an expensive turn, but let's see if he can pull it off. So with Kitty Pryde, that's going to reduce, I mean, purchase cost. Not really what we're looking for here. You might want to reroll Kitty Pryde for the masks for fielding cost, but I mean, attackers are attackers at this point. CWalley's field has 2 blockers. $12 or so minutes left on the clock. 1-2 to field everybody. Trying to decide if he needs Hope here. Yikes, no Hope Summers and not the last Jubilee, but not the end of the world here. Missed rolls, the name of the game thus far for this one, but it's been a back and forth battle. Both players having some shining moments and some scuffed up ones as well. It's looking good here though. I mean, these Jubilees are only doing 1 damage apiece, thanks to Black Widow being in the field for Ian. I mean, you could think about attacking with all of them, but having no field, I don't know. Deals 1. He's going to deal it to character this time. Going to hit Black Widow first. Aha! Let the floodgates are opened. Down to 11 for CWalley. Well played there. I forgot that Jubilee's damage could be dealt to a character dice or the opponent's face, because why would you ever do that? Oh, right, to take out Black Widow. This one just becomes even a closer game. 6 to 11 right now. But the lock, what am I trying to say? The Hope Summers Rachel lock has been cracked, but then Hope Summers didn't roll, which is, again, just back and forth. This game has been a winding road. I love it. Gonna use the Atlas Global. Prep 1 for next turn. Start thinking about the future, lads. What's the play here? I almost feel like it's just hurry up and wait. Attacking with 4. So this is what I was talking about. You might just push them all. This is going to make the game super close. I don't think it's going to be lethal, but I think it's going to be real close. Holy. Riddler's going to block 1 Jubilee. Going to push the... Going to take one of the... Oh, he pushed back the one that had 3 attack. I understand. I get it now. I see where we're going here. Blocks a 3 with Riddler. Seven to 6, a barn burner here, folks. Ian gets the next strike, though. Is it going to be the lethal blow? Wait, all that was on... I meant Charlie. No Danny, though. Danny is nowhere to be found. Can he sneak enough damage through here? Ian has a mask for a static field global. So he can't really attack straight into this. Just going to field everything. Black Widow on 2/2 can still be knocked out by a single Jubilee fielding. This is gonna be a close one. Needed Danny this turn, though. It's unfortunate. In turn, just gonna have to pass the gas and see what happens. Can Ian get enough spunk here to close it out? Jordo with a good roll, take it over Yort. Nice. Yawning Portal and 2 Jubilees out in this game. Could be the final turn. Another Jubilee. This is worst case scenario for CWalley. There's Yawning Portal and 2 Jubilees. I imagine he's going to remove 1 blocker with a Jubilee and deal 2 damage with the other, but there's still so many blockers for CWalley. That's the good news. Yawning Portal here as well, so fielding cost will not be a thing, and Ian will get to prep some dice every time he fields this turn. They're only going to deal 1, unless he sends 1 towards Black Widow, which is always value, right? You're going to have to spend two Jubilee fields to get 2 damage with her on the field, or two of them to remove her and get 2 damage through. CWalley down to 5. Wow. Wow. Five damage per 3 Jubilee. Yellow Lantern. Oh my gosh, that's wild. Gonna push them all again. He's gonna say blocker. Math is for blockers, he says. Gonna block 3 and send 1 through. Nice. Ooh, gonna Nihilor the one that is getting static. Or not the one that's getting static fielded. So one that was being blocked by a sidekick, he's going to choose to knock out himself to ensure that he's rolling 2 Jubilees next turn, trying to close it out. Some real shenanigans from these two in terms of global windows and such. Danny and Riddler in the field. I think that's going to be a lot of damage. Does he have 2 characters that can block? Does Ian have any masks? But he has 3 characters. I was thinking if he could knock out all the way down to only 1 blocker, then he wouldn't be re-rolling 2 or more dice at a time, so it wouldn't proc Riddler. All right, Jubilee gonna have to be re-rolled with character face, character, and character. He turned the weapons against him. Ian takes 2 from his own Jubilee that's been mimicked. Danny's here as well. We do have a shield for force block. He's just doing the math real quick. Doesn't want to scuff this. He only has 1 shield for force block. He's got some... You get 2 blockers and a mask. This is where math is for blockers. He's going to let Danny go through for sure. Just making sure it's official. He says math is for blockers. Push him forward. Says pull him back just a touch. I got to see what's going on. Three, 3, 6, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's see what Ian can do about it. He's got 2 blockers. He's taking 3, but he's got to block Danny. He's going to leave it up to the roll here. Oh no. Didn't know. Yep. Got to roll him here. Wait, what am I missing here? He sent back Danny so he didn't have to get... I see what happened. Sent back Danny. Nothing had to get re-rolled. Look at all those Jubilees. Great game to both of these fellas. Holy. Wow. That was absolutely a show.